Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into online business and talking about making a really strong first impression with your website.
Yeah.
It's kind of like building the perfect storefront,
Right.
except it's online.
Exactly.
We're diving into a recent blog post from blogwidow.com all about landing pages.
Okay.
Those are those crucial pages that often decide whether someone stays on your site or just leaves.
Yeah, they're so important.
Get ready to learn how to make your website seriously persuasive.
I love it. So what's really exciting about this is we're going beyond just making things look pretty. We're going to look at the psychology of what makes someone click that buy now button or sign up for that email list.
I like that.
Yeah, it's all about user experience, clear communication, and ultimately how to create a landing page that turns visitors into actual customers.
Okay, let's break this down.
All right.
Blogwidow.com makes a great point about starting strong with your headline. It's like the sign above your storefront.
Yeah.
If it doesn't grab attention, no one's coming in.
You got it. And think about this. You have like milliseconds to capture someone's attention online.
Really? Wow.
It's got to be like a movie trailer.
Okay.
You need a hook, a promise, something that makes them want to see what's next.
I see.
A boring headline like achieve great results that just blends into everything else online.
Yeah.
You need something with some punch.
Right. And the blog had this great example. I loved it. It said, increase your website traffic by 50% in just 30 days.
Oh, that's so much better. Yep.
It's specific, it's exciting, and it tells you exactly what you can expect.
It's like a little sneak peek of the amazing results you could be getting.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, I'm going to get 50% more traffic. Sign me up.
Yeah, exactly. And see, that specificity is key. It speaks directly to what the user needs and wants.
Right.
And then adding that time frame, like in just 30 days, it creates that sense of urgency.
I see.
It's tapping into that voice we all have that's like, ooh, I don't want to miss out.
Okay, I get it. Okay, next up, visuals. I think we can all agree that a big block of text is not exactly inviting.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely not.
The blog really stresses the importance of using engaging visuals.
And there's a good reason for that.
Okay,
Humans are just wired to process visuals faster than text.
that's interesting.
They're more engaging, and they can even make you feel something about the brand.
Okay.
Think about a really powerful image or a really well-made video.
Yeah.
Those can tell a story in like seconds. That would take
Yeah.
paragraphs and paragraphs to write.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
they make you feel something too.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
It's a whole other level.
So the source mentions things like product photos, demo videos, explainer videos.
Yeah.
They even said customer testimonials with pictures can be really effective.
Oh, totally. People love to see real people.
Yeah.
It's like proof that it works.
It's all about showing, not just telling,
I
right?
got it. And remember, those visuals should always be relevant to your audience and fit with your brand.
That's a good point.
Like imagine a luxury car brand using cheesy cartoon graphics. It would be so weird.
Yeah, totally.
You're putting together a visual identity that really resonates with your ideal customer.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So now let's talk about the call to action.
Okay.
Or CTA, as the cool kids call it.
Uh-huh.
This is where things get interesting. Have you ever been on a website and you just felt lost?
Oh, all the time.
Like, what am I supposed to do here?
Totally. Yeah.
Like, what do it want me to do?
Yeah, I hate that.
That's where a strong call to action comes in.
Right.
The blog has some great tips on writing effective CTAs.
Okay, cool.
It's all about clarity and motivation, right?
Yeah.
You want to use action-oriented words, create a sense of urgency, and make that button really pop visually. I love the examples they gave. Get started today. Claim your free trial. Download now.
Oh, yeah. Way better.
So much better than just a generic submit button,
Oh, yeah. It's so boring.
right?
Yeah, you're giving visitors a clear path to follow. And that's so important for turning them from, passive browsers into active participants.
Right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So instead of just looking around,
Yeah.
they're actually doing something.
They're taking action.
Exactly.
Okay, this next point is something I think we've all experienced.
Okay, what's that?
We've all been on those websites that are so cluttered.
Oh, yeah.
You just want to leave immediately.
Oh.
Too much stuff.
Blogwidow.com really emphasizes keeping your landing page simple and user-friendly.
And there's a reason for that.
Okay.
When we're faced with too many choices,
Yeah.
it's almost like our brains freeze up.
Really?
It's called decision paralysis.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Interesting.
A clean, organized layout helps visitors focus on your message and take that action you want them to take.
Less is more?
Pretty much, yeah. And you know what else? The source also mentions something that's super important these days.
Okay.
Mobile responsiveness.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's on their phone now. It's not even just important anymore. It's essential.
Right.
If your landing page isn't optimized for mobile, you're basically ignoring a huge part of your potential customers.
That makes sense.
A mobile responsive page, it just adapts perfectly to different screen sizes.
Yeah.
It makes sure everyone has a good experience, whether they're on their phone, tablet, or desktop.
Right. It makes me think of those old websites that were impossible to read on the phone.
Oh my gosh, yes. Tiny text images that wouldn't load.
It's like night and day compared to the mobile-friendly sites we have now.
It really is. And you know what else?
What?
Google actually penalizes websites that aren't mobile-friendly in their search results.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about making things easy for the user.
Yep.
It actually affects how visible you are online.
Big time.
Yeah.
So when we talk about landing pages, we're not just talking about design.
Okay.
We're talking about strategy.
Interesting.
It's about understanding how people act online, what makes them tick, and how to lead them to that action you want them to take.
I like that. This is reminding me of something else. Blogwidow.com emphasized writing compelling, benefit-focused copy.
Oh, yeah?
This is where I think a lot of businesses go wrong.
Totally.
They focus so much on features
Yeah.
instead of explaining how those features actually make the customer's life better.
It's such a common trap,
Yeah.
but it's so important to get this right.
Okay.
People don't buy features.
What do they buy?
They buy solutions.
Okay. That makes sense.
You have to address the why.
Okay. The why.
What problem does your product or service solve?
I see.
What pain point does it alleviate?
Okay.
That's what connects with people.
Right. Yeah. Okay. The blog even used this phrase that I love.
What is it?
Words that sell.
I like that.
It's not about listing every single feature.
Right.
It's about telling a story that highlights the benefits and shows the customer how your product or service can improve their life.
Think about it like this.
Okay.
You're not just selling a product.
What are you selling?
You're selling a feeling, a transformation, an experience.
Wow, I like that.
And the right words can really paint that picture in the customer's mind.
Oh, that's good. They also mentioned the importance of social proof.
Yes.
I think this ties into this idea of building trust and credibility.
Totally.
Like reviews, testimonials, case studies. These can be so persuasive.
Oh, absolutely. Think about how you make decisions in your own life.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to pick a new restaurant, you're probably going to check the reviews, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's the same thing online.
Makes sense.
Seeing positive feedback from other people makes you feel more confident and trusting of a brand.
It's like a digital version of word-of-mouth marketing.
Exactly. We're way more likely to try something if we see that other people have had a good experience with it.
Okay, so it's not just about showcasing your own awesomeness.
Nope.
It's about leveraging the power of social validation.
You got it. And it doesn't have to be fancy or anything. Even a simple quote from a happy customer can make a huge difference.
Okay, good to know. Okay, let's talk about something that can seriously make or break a landing page.
That's that.
Site speed.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I've definitely clicked away from websites that took forever to load.
Oh, we've all been there.
Ugh, it's so frustrating.
And it's not just us being impatient.
Okay.
Slow loading times can lead to higher bounce rates.
Meaning more people leaving the site.
Exactly.
And fewer conversions.
Fewer people actually buying or signing up.
You got it. People are busy. They don't have time to sit around waiting for a page to load.
The blog mentioned that Google even penalizes slow websites in search results.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which makes sense.
Right. From a technical standpoint, site speed is definitely a ranking factor.
Okay.
But from a user experience perspective, it's just as important.
Right.
A slow website just creates a bad impression.
Yeah, totally.
And makes people less likely to engage with your content. It's like inviting someone to your shop, but then making them wait outside in the rain for 5 minutes before you let them in.
Yeah, exactly.
And not the best way to make a first impression.
Not at all. The blog had some good tips for optimizing site speed, though.
Okay, like what?
Like compressing images, choosing a good hosting service, and minimizing the use of heavy scripts or plugins.
Okay, those sound like good starting points.
They are. And the good news is,
yeah,
there are tons of resources and tools out there that can help you improve your website speed.
That's good to know. This has been so insightful already.
I know, right?
And I feel like we've only scratched the surface of creating great landing pages.
We've got a lot more to cover.
But I think it's time for us to take a little break.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be back soon to dive even deeper into this topic.
Can't wait. We'll explore some more advanced strategies
Yeah.
and talk about some common pitfalls to avoid.
Perfect. Welcome back to the deep dive. We're still digging into the art of creating landing pages that convert, those pages that turn casual browsers into loyal customers.
Yeah, those money-making pages.
Before the break, we were talking about site speed
Right.
and how important it is for both user experience and search engine rankings.
Yeah, it's a double whammy.
A slow website frustrates users and makes Google less likely to recommend your page.
It's true.
It's like inviting someone to your shop,
Uh-huh.
but then making them wait outside in the rain for 5 minutes before letting them in.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
Not the best first impression.
Not at all. And speaking of making a good impression, let's talk about this technique blogwidow.com mentioned for optimizing your landing page.
Okay.
A/B testing.
Oh, yeah, that secret weapon.
Yeah, a secret weapon. It sounds kind of sneaky, but in a good way.
Right. Can you explain what A/B testing is and how it works?
Sure, so imagine you have two versions of your landing page.
Okay.
Version A and version B.
Okay.
They're almost identical, but you've changed one little thing. Like what?
Like the headline, the image, the button color, maybe even just a few words in your call to action.
So you're doing a little experiment to see which one does better.
Exactly. You send traffic to both versions
Okay.
and track some key metrics.
Okay, what kind of metrics?
Things like how many people click on your call to action,
Uh-huh.
how many people actually buy something or sign up,
Okay.
and how many just bounce away without doing anything.
Interesting.
Then you can see which version wins.
Okay.
And that gives you valuable insight into what works for your audience.
Oh, that's cool. So you could test almost anything, like headlines, images, button placement, even the color of the text.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about figuring out what works best for your specific audience and what you want to achieve.
So A/B testing takes the guesswork out of optimization.
Exactly. You're getting direct feedback from your customers without actually having to ask them what they prefer.
Wow, that's really cool. And it's not a one-time thing, right?
Right. The internet is constantly
Mhm.
changing.
So you got to keep A/B testing to make sure your landing page is always working as well as it can.
So you stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
Okay, I have a question. Are there any common mistakes people make when A/B testing? Like, are there pitfalls we should watch out for?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Like what? One common one is testing too many things at once.
Oh, okay.
If you change like 5 things at the same time,
Yeah.
you won't know which change is actually making a difference.
Right. Okay.
It's like baking a cake and changing the recipe, the oven temperature and the baking time all at the same time.
Right.
You'll have no clue what worked.
So you got to isolate the variables and test one thing at a time.
Exactly. And another mistake is not running the test for long enough.
Oh, okay.
You need enough data to be sure the results are actually meaningful and not just random.
Like flipping a coin 5 times and thinking heads always comes up.
Exactly. You need way more flips for it to be statistically significant.
So how long should you run a test for?
It depends.
Okay.
On things like your website traffic and how big of a change you're making.
Okay.
But a week or two is usually a good starting point.
Okay. I'm starting to see that A/B testing is like a science experiment for your website.
It totally is.
You have to be really methodical and patient to get reliable results.
You got it. Oh, and another tip.
Okay.
Always have a clear hypothesis before you start testing.
Okay.
Meaning, like, what do you think will happen when you make a change?
Oh, I see.
That helps you focus your efforts and understand the results better.
So don't just change things randomly.
No.
Have a goal in mind.
Exactly. And finally, don't be afraid to experiment. Sometimes the most unexpected changes get the best results.
Oh, that's cool.
Be creative and try something new.
You never know what might work.
Exactly.
I like that. It's like trying new ingredients in a recipe.
Totally.
Sometimes the most unusual combinations make the tastiest dishes.
So true.
Speaking of trying new things,
Mm-hmm.
I know we've been focused on landing pages, but can you use these A/B testing principles for other things in online marketing?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Like what?
You can A/B test your emails, social media ads, website, content, pretty much anything.
Oh, wow.
The basic idea is the same.
Okay.
Test different versions, analyze the data, and make smart decisions.
Like you have a superpower for continuous improvement.
Exactly.
Okay, now I want to circle back to something we talked about earlier.
Okay.
Mobile responsiveness.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that mobile is huge these days,
It's massive.
but can you explain why it's so important for landing page success?
Think about how you use the internet.
Okay.
Do you mostly browse on your phone, your tablet, or your desktop?
Oh, definitely my phone.
Yeah.
I'm always on the go, checking things quickly, scrolling through social media.
And you're not alone.
Right.
More people use the internet on their phones than on desktops now.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So if your landing page isn't optimized for mobile,
Yeah.
you're missing out on a lot of potential customers.
Yeah.
It's like having a shop with a door that only opens halfway.
Right.
People have to squeeze in sideways.
It's so awkward.
Yeah, not the best welcome.
Not at all. A mobile responsive landing page adapts to different screen sizes, so it's easy to read and use on any device.
That makes sense.
It creates a smooth experience, which is what people expect these days.
Right, and Google also cares about mobile responsiveness.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They use it to rank websites.
So a mobile-friendly site isn't just good for users.
Right.
It can help you get more visibility, too.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So how do we make sure our landing page is mobile responsive? Are there any tools or techniques we should be using?
Yeah, for sure.
I know a little bit about coding,
Uh-huh.
but building a mobile-friendly website from scratch sounds kind of intimidating.
It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
You can use a responsive design framework.
Okay, what's that?
It's kind of like a pre-built template that automatically adjusts your website to fit different screen sizes.
So you don't have to do it all manually.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like building a house with Lego blocks that are already designed to fit together.
Oh, that's a great way to explain it.
There are some really popular ones out there,
Like what?
like Bootstrap and Foundation.
Okay, I've heard of those.
They make it so much easier to create a mobile-friendly site.
Even if you're not a coding expert.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's for the overall framework.
Okay.
Now you got to pay attention to other things, too,
Like what?
like font sizes.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure it's easy to read on a small phone screen.
Right. I've definitely squinted at tiny text on websites before.
It's the worst.
What about images? Do they need to be optimized for mobile too?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, why?
Big images can slow down your page,
Especially on phones.
especially on phones. Yeah,
Okay.
so you got to compress them.
Okay, to make the files smaller.
Exactly, but without making them look bad.
Right, okay.
It's like packing your suitcase for a trip.
Oh, I like that analogy.
You got to bring everything you need
Yeah.
without going over the weight limit.
Okay, that's a good one. Any other mobile optimization tips?
Yeah, keep your navigation really simple.
Okay,
Avoid using complex menus that are hard to use on a touchscreen.
that's smart.
Think about how you use apps on your phone.
Yeah.
They're usually super streamlined and easy to navigate.
You want to make it as easy as possible for people to find what they're looking for.
Exactly. And lastly, test.
Okay.
Use a mobile simulator or emulator to preview your landing page on different devices.
Okay, cool.
So you can see exactly how it looks on different phones and tablets and make any changes you need to.
Okay, that's really helpful.
Mm.
Before we move on, I want to go back to something blogwidow.com talked about.
Yeah, what's that?
Writing benefit-focused copy.
Oh, yeah, those words that sell.
Yeah. It sounds simple, but I think this is where a lot of businesses mess up.
It's true. They get so focused on features and technical stuff
Yeah.
that they forget people buy based on emotions and what they want.
So how do we turn features into benefits that connect with people?
It's all about the why, not the what.
For example, let's say you're selling project management software.
Okay.
A feature might be task assignment and tracking.
Okay. Yeah.
But the benefit is stay organized and on top of deadlines so you can finally ditch the overwhelm and stress of juggling multiple projects.
Oh, I see. So you're focusing on the outcome of the positive result the customer gets.
Exactly. Here's another one. Let's say you're selling a fitness tracker.
Okay.
A feature is heart rate monitoring.
Right.
But the benefit is get personalized insights to optimize your workouts and reach your fitness goals faster.
So it's not about the tech specs.
Right.
It's about showing how the product will make their life better.
Exactly. You're tapping into what motivates them to buy.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about social proof before,
Hmm.
but I want to go a little deeper into why it's so persuasive.
Okay.
We're all influenced by what others think, but why is that?
Think about it like this. We're social creatures.
Okay.
For most of human history, belonging to a group was crucial for survival.
We had to rely on the knowledge and experience of others to make decisions.
About everything.
Yeah, about where to find food, how to avoid danger, all of that.
So it's like instinct to look to others for guidance.
It's built into us. And these days, those social cues have become online reviews, testimonials, and social media,
So we're still wired to trust what other people say.
especially if we see them as similar to us or as experts.
That's why influencers are so effective.
Exactly. They're seen as trendsetters, people who know what's up.
And it's not just big influencers.
Right.
Even reviews from regular people can be really persuasive.
Oh, totally.
Right.
I know I've bought things based on a funny or relatable review.
Yeah, me too. It
Yeah.
makes the brand feel more human.
Exactly. It's that human connection that makes the difference.
So social proof is more than just marketing hype.
Yeah.
It's about a basic human need for connection and validation.
You got it. It's a powerful tool that any business can use.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive.
I know.
We've learned so much about landing page optimization,
It's a lot to take in.
from understanding psychology to the technical side of things.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
And we even touched on A/B testing, which is like a secret weapon.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But I think it's time for another break.
Okay.
We'll be right back to wrap things up and leave you with some final thoughts and advice.
Sounds good. We'll give you some actionable takeaways so you can create landing pages that really convert.
Welcome back to the deep dive. It feels like we've been on this incredible journey, uncovering the secrets of landing pages that convert, from those headlines that grab you to the visuals that tell a story in seconds.
It's been quite a ride.
We've really covered it all, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so.
We even talked about the psychology of persuasion. How
Yeah.
things like social proof and benefit-focused copy really tap into our desires.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
And of course, we can't forget the technical side, like A/B testing for making things better, mobile responsiveness so everyone can see your page, and optimizing site speed to keep those visitors happy.
It's amazing how much goes into a successful landing page.
It's like we've built a high-performance machine,
I like that analogy.
carefully selecting each part for maximum impact.
It's true. Every element matters.
Going back to blogwidow.com's advice, one thing that sticks with me is this idea of keeping things clear and simple.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so tempting to cram as much information as possible onto the page.
Right. You want to tell them everything.
But sometimes less is more.
Totally. Think of it like decluttering your home.
Okay.
When you get rid of all the extra stuff,
Yeah,
what's left can really shine.
I see.
And it's the same for landing pages.
Okay.
A clean design with a clear message and a strong call to action is way more effective than a page that's just overloaded with information.
Right. It's like that saying, confusion never converts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If people don't understand what you're offering or what they should do,
Yeah.
they'll just leave.
Make it easy for them.
Exactly. Make it smooth and easy to convert.
Speaking of conversion, I wanted to touch on something we discussed earlier.
Okay.
Benefit-focused copy.
Oh, yeah, those words that sell.
I know it sounds basic,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of businesses get this wrong.
It's true. They focus on the features and jargon
Yeah.
and forget that people buy based on emotions and what they really want.
It's about the why, not the what.
Exactly. Like those examples we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Turning features into benefits.
Right. Instead of saying, our software has task assignment and tracking.
You say, stay organized and ditch that overwhelm of juggling multiple projects.
Right. It's a whole different way of looking at it.
You're connecting with your audience on a deeper level, showing them how your product can solve their problems.
Okay, I want to go back to social proof too.
All right.
We talked about how it taps into our social nature, wanting to belong.
Mm-hmm.
But how can businesses actually use this on their landing pages?
Oh, there are so many ways. You can use customer testimonials.
Like real people who have used your product.
Exactly. Include their pictures and names to make it feel more real.
It's like a friend recommending something.
Yeah, exactly. You could also use case studies.
Oh yeah, showing how your product has helped people.
Right. It gives potential customers a real example of what's possible.
And you can use data and statistics too.
Oh, yeah, like trusted by over 10,000 businesses, or 95% of our customers report increased productivity,
Those are powerful statements.
especially if they come from a reliable source.
And don't forget social media.
Oh, right. You can show your social media feeds or user-generated content.
It makes people feel like they're part of a community.
Exactly. It all comes back to social proof.
We're more likely to do something if we see other people doing it.
It's a powerful force.
This deep dive has been incredible.
It really has.
I feel like I've learned so much about what makes a landing page effective.
Me too. It's been great talking about all this with you.
And remember, the world of online marketing is always changing.
Yeah. What works today might not work tomorrow.
So we have to stay curious.
Definitely keep experimenting.
Always be testing and refining.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Before we wrap up, do you have any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Don't be afraid to get creative. The best landing pages are the ones that stand out, the ones that grab attention and make a connection with the visitor.
So experiment, try new things, let your personality shine through.
Yeah, because the most persuasive landing pages are the ones that tell a good story.
And connect with your audience on an emotional level.
Exactly.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
And until next time, happy converting.